Recording. So recording looks good for me. Good for you guys?
Good.
Say recording.
Recording!
Yay!
UFP, the United Federation of Podcasts.
Infinite diversity.
Live long and prosper, and welcome to Infinite Diversity, a Star Trek Universe podcast here on the United Federation of Podcast Network. I'm your host for today, Justin, and joining me are my co-hosts Chrissie and Brandon. So, Chrissie, what kind of planet are you coming to us from today?
It's definitely Class M, although I would categorize it as an A-Class, M-Class planet.
Good. I'm glad we have that straight because we want the A-Class planets that are also M-Class, I guess.
Yes.
Anyway, so Brandon, how are you doing today?
Brandon Shea is hungry. I don't know if
You should refer to
that.
yourself... What? Yeah, I did. It was like way in the background, like, Jacob is hungry.
Yeah, we didn't catch it the first time, but we did caught it the second time, and we started laughing when we heard it. Jacob is
pretty
hungry.
So I have a challenge for you. Can you refer to yourself as Brandon Shea the whole time during this episode?
Brandon Shea always does that. What are you talking
Yes.
about, Justin?
Okay. All right. We'll see how long we can tolerate that. All right. But as you may have heard, listeners, we do have some returning guests. It's Brandon's daughters, Annika and Aubrey. Annika, how are you doing today?
Hi.
Okay, hi. I think I wasn't pronouncing your name right. I was saying Annika before, and I'm
Annika.
knowing now it's Annika. Yes.
I was
So-
waiting for a time to tell you that.
That's okay. I figured it out when I was listening to the last episode, so apologies, but hopefully it'll be right going forward. But correct me if I get
Do
it
you
wrong.
forgive him?
Well, you make me think of a Star Trek character one of whose names is Annika. Anyway, Aubrey, how are you doing today?
I am good.
Good, excellent. Glad you guys are happy to come back and talk with us a third time. Hope it's been good so far.
We almost had Esri.
Oh.
Almost had Esri.
After we watched the first one, she's like, I want to talk for a bit. And then I'm like, okay, we're going to rewatch the episode of the podcast. And she's like, yeah, I changed my mind.
Oh,
So,
well,
We'll get her.
maybe we can get her on. So
maybe.
We just need a
Yeah.
very, very good episode.
Yeah. And more room at the podcasting table.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
We're already touching shoulders here.
That's okay.
that actually
Yeah.
did
Well,
name
we'll see.
me after a Star Trek character?
I did. Yeah, we just say it Annika. Some people say Annika Hansen too. Some people say Annika Hansen.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
Chakotay
you
says
may
Annika.
you may yeah
Ah.
you may get to that someday.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, before we jump into our topic today, we'd like to take a moment to thank our Patreon patrons who make our show possible, particularly our associate producer David Willett. Listeners, if you'd like to be added to that list along with me as an associate producer on the network, we'd love to add you to that list, and you can do so with your monthly subscription of just $10 at patreon.com/UFPEarth.
I just want to say that when I'm on this planet, my dream vision is you being a patron of our network. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you, person. That's what I dream of.
Yeah. Make Brandon's dreams come true.
Perfect.
Otherwise, he will be sad every night. All right. So also before we get into our topic today, we wanted to talk about a couple of news items. We have had a couple things since the last episode. So the first thing is we have found out that some people that have been involved in previous eras of Star Trek are going to be involved in Star Trek Picard. So Doug Drexler, who has done so many things behind the scenes in Star Trek, and Denise and Michael Okuda have done so much production design stuff and are responsible for the Elcars and Okudagram stuff that we love so much, are going to be working on Picard. It seems like probably season 3 from what we saw from one of the showrunners, and just wanted to get some reactions. Brandon, what do you think about bringing them into Picard?
I think it's interesting that they're there
Yeah.
because I've heard Doug Dressler say that he's not a fan of the new Star Trek series, so it's interesting to get them involved. I haven't heard much from the Akudas. Saying
that was a very recent announcement on Twitter, just like within the last week.
No, what I mean is I haven't heard them talk about the new shows.
I have a little bit actually. I think they were brought in for Lower Decks to tweak some things, and I think Mike Okuda was saying he enjoyed doing that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But like Doug Drexler has said that he didn't really like Discovery and how it was showing the new Star Trek era and whatnot. So, but it's good that they're working on it. I mean, this gets them involved and it gets people that are familiar with the franchise involved. And I hope they have fun, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they bring to the show.
Yeah, and I just wanted to mention, I think there have been... So I think Terry Matalas is the showrunner for Picard at this point, and they're working on Season 3 right now. Of course, we haven't seen Season 2 yet, but they're working on Season 3. And there have been some things that he's shared in the last, month or so, where you see things that look like LCARS displays that you'd see in the 24th century. So it seems like there's something that's going on in that season that has to do with 24th century like Starfleet ship design. So maybe that's why they're bringing them on. But Chrissy, what do you think about all this?
I know the Okudas are capable of doing something other than LCARS, certainly. But the first thing I thought of was they're bringing them in because they are trying to match up ship design, or not ship design, excuse me, the panel design.
Doug Drexler has done some ship design, so it could be that too.
That's true. Yeah. So maybe we're going to be a little more involved in Starfleet than we were.
It kind of seems like it, yeah, which is pretty exciting, yeah.
Unless, they are time traveling in Season 2, it seems. So maybe they aren't going to get finished.
Season 3 takes place in the past of the show?
Well,
no, maybe.
Yeah, no, like maybe they're not going to get quite... Maybe Season 3 will be a continuing story from Season 2, where they're having to work their way through, and they end up in the 24th century for some reason.
Yeah, that definitely could be. So, okay, yeah, we'll see what happens, and we'll keep talking about this as we learn more. So for the next story, I'm going to insert something a little sad here in the news. We found out recently that Dean Stockwell died at the age of 85, had quite a long and storied career. A lot of people might know him best from Quantum Leap, but he was also in Star Trek in the Enterprise episode Detained as Grat, and got to interact with Scott Bakula as Archer, which is a lot of fun. So I was sad to see this. I've really enjoyed a lot of his work. Mostly I've seen him probably on Quantum Leap and in that Star Trek episode, but want to see what you guys thought, Chrissy.
Yeah, it wasn't somebody whose career I really followed. I did watch Quantum Leap back in the day, and of course know him from Enterprise. I was surprised to find out, and I'm going to include this link in the show notes, he actually had quite an interesting career, and it started very, very young. And he popped out of it and came back into it a couple of times. But there was a very interesting article from the Jacobin about how he was a bit of a radical, and I like that.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, and I was just looking through the article, and I didn't realize how long his career was. And he was actually in a movie from the 40s that I really like called Anchors Aweigh that had Frank Sinatra and Gene Kelly. It's kind of a fun thing where I think they're like sailors on shore leave or something like that. But he would have been really young, Dean Stockwell, in that, I think. So
he was a child actor to start. So
yeah, he was a child there. So, but Brandon, your thoughts?
This is sad. He's a legend. He's a legend of an actor, and I loved seeing him on Quantum Leap. It was wonderful to see him on Enterprise. That he's been in some great Twilight Zone. So yeah, he's it's definitely a loss. But 85's getting pretty old, right? So people can't live forever. So
it's true.
I hope I live to 85. I'd be happy to live to 85. That's a good age. So.
Yeah, maybe when you get to age 85, we'll have a 2-week break between Star Trek episodes.
We'll finally get a 2-week break.
Yeah, many decades of constant Star Trek, but yeah, we joke. But yeah, no, it's true. 85 is a nice, long life, and but it's good just to celebrate, what people who have passed have added to our lives, and I think we've all enjoyed a lot of the stuff that he's done. So
when I'm 85, that'll be Star Trek's 100th anniversary.
It will be, huh? Think about, yeah, I guess so.
Cool.
Think about that, Star Trek at 100. It's only 55 now, but, well. Okay,
Yeah.
so, yeah. So let's talk about another story, which I think is good news overall, but maybe a little mixed. And a little secret, listeners, we're recording this after we recorded the rest of the episode, so we do reference it, I think, in the episode. Anyway, so news about Prodigy. So I think originally we were thinking, okay, it'll start on October 28th, it'll go for 10 weeks, and then that'll be the season, and there'll be another, season. But we had an announcement just this week that actually Prodigy will be 20 episodes for the first season. It's renewed for season 2, which will be, we don't know how many episodes. Plus, there's going to be some breaks in there. So there'll be 5 episodes. And the one we're talking about today is considered the 4th episode because of the double episode of the first one. 5th one will be next week. And then they're going to continue in January with the next 5 episodes, take a break. Then there'll be 10 more episodes sometime in 2022 for season 1 and then season 2 after that. So I think we're in for more Prodigy than maybe I thought. But Brandon, what do you think about like all this stuff they hit us with about the Prodigy scheduling and being renewed?
I quit this podcast. I quit.
That's too much for you? That's okay. Aubrey and Annika can just take over for you. They're doing a great job.
Okay, that's fine. I this is weird. Okay, so like the fact having a mid-season break is not weird. There's lots of shows do that.
Yeah, and Discovery season 1 did that.
Yeah, but having 2 mid-season breaks is weird.
It's interesting.
And it was definitely misreported previously because when they originally announced the additional 10 episodes, it was reported at that time that was a second season. I'm sure it was misreported before. So
it could be, or there were assumptions that were being made. We were making assumptions.
Misreported,
think,
yeah. So, anyways, this is great. And the only thing that I actually have a theory for why they're doing this. So we'll see if I'm right. Okay. So Dayton Ward's, I don't know if you want to bring up his message if you want to say, but he said there's a reason why they're doing this. And so this is what I think. I think that they're doing this split so that this extra 5 episodes can be aired at the same time that they're going to be aired in the rest of the world. I think some deals been made.
Oh, okay.
I think that they are just floored with the success of this show because there was an article that said that the first episode of Prodigy, they're like, oh, it's the most downloaded animated episode, which I mean, like, there's not a lot of animated episodes. Like, that's a pretty niche market to be number 1 in, right? Like this episode here, like, yeah, right. But Infinite Diversity is like the most downloaded Star Trek podcast where one of the hosts is from Regina, Saskatchewan, right? Like,
it
so
sure is.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but I think they're really floored with the success of it. I think it's off to a great start. I think it's very popular. And I think that they've like rushed to get a deal so that they can air it on the rest of the world. And then they're getting other people caught up on it. And I think that's why they've done it.
Yeah. Oh, I think that could totally make sense, and that would probably be good because I've definitely felt bad because I've been on social media like, I love this show, it's great, and then somebody somewhere else in the world where they can't see it is like, I wish I could see it. So I feel bad for them, and because it is a great show, I think it's for everybody, and they'd really enjoy it. But I think that's a great theory. That would, because they have said they're going to roll it out more in 2022, but maybe they do it early, and people can then catch up from the first 5. Yeah.
Okay. Have we heard about when this is airing on Nickelodeon too?
Don't think we have.
Okay, so that might be something.
Yeah, sometime later, apparently. But yeah. Okay, interesting. Mm-hmm. Yeah, sorry, Chrissy. Any other thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think this is all about technical issues, or if not technical is not the right word, business issues, shall we say?
Money.
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah. Money.
Dollar signs.
Yeah, I think this is going to be something akin to. We had to get this out because we said it was going to be out, and here's what we can of it, and now we're going to take a break and get the rest of it done properly. Not that this wasn't done properly, but so that the rest of it can be done properly. Kind of in the way that we got Lower Decks early because of COVID. Mm-hmm. And I think probably COVID is part of this too.
I've been searching for it, but I found Dayton Ward's comment, Star Trek author Dayton Ward, because I think I had made a comment that, I love the news and that it would be 20 episodes on Facebook. And he said season 1 was always going to be 20 episodes with the original plan to have a mid-season break after episode 10. There have been ... adjustments, smiley face. Yeah. So, I think it's interesting. It was always supposed to be 20 episodes because the last Star Trek season we got with more than 20 episodes was Enterprise, season 4 back in 2004 to 5, right? Like with the current crop of Star Trek, it's been between 10 and 13 episodes. So I think that's pretty interesting and pretty cool that will every Prodigy season be 20 episodes? That would be interesting. So, yeah. But it'll take a little while to get there. So, yeah. Any other thoughts on this?
Kids shows tend to be running that long these days, aren't they?
Do they?
I think.
See, I don't know because I haven't tended to watch new kids shows.
Clone Wars is usually only 12 or 30. Like they were more. They were 22, and then when they switched to streaming, for season 6 was only 13. Okay. I think it was, and then season 7 was only 12.
Okay.
And then I think Bad Batch season 1 was 16.
Yeah, that was
episodes, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Rebels.
That's all that I watch. I don't watch other kids shows, right? So
I don't either. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Very interesting. Anything else on this story that'll keep us talking about Prodigy for a long time? Which is good.
Keep it coming.
No. Okay. Yeah, keep it coming. All right. Well. So today, as you may have guessed, we're talking about Prodigy again. So this is episode 4, which is called Dreamcatcher. So, as we like to do, we like to get initial thoughts, first impressions. So, Aubrey, tell me what you thought of this episode, just overall, and we'll talk about the specific things a bit later.
This episode was pretty good. I don't think anybody would expect that these vines that aren't intelligent would take over these people's minds, but it was pretty good.
Okay. It's good to hear. Did it have enough humor for you this time?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Aubrey is hungry.
So Annika, what did you think of the episode? Did you like it?
Yeah, I liked it. Like, it's just like, I thought, like, his parents were real, and I'm like... What? I don't know what the heck that was.
That was a big pause, but yeah. Maybe, yeah. I mean, maybe somewhere in a future episode we'll see his parents, but yeah. Okay, I'm glad you liked it. Brandon, what did you think of the episode?
So my first watch, I thought it was good. I'm like, this is fine. It's a fine episode. I mean, I didn't dislike it or anything like that. I just thought it was good. And I definitely enjoyed it more on my second watch. I think it's probably still my least favorite of the 3 so far that we've seen.
Okay.
But it's good. It made me think a lot of Bliss.
Yes.
What's Bliss?
The Voyager episode?
Yeah, the Voyager episode Bliss. So I thought that was kind of cool. So.
Yeah.
But it was good. So.
Oh, okay, interesting. Chrissy, what did you think?
I thought it was good as well. That it was a very Trek. I don't want to go so far as to say trope, but we often have the things on the planet or the planet itself that can read your mind and make it look like something's happening that's not. I didn't think of Bliss because I need to watch Voyager probably a couple more times before I have that in my...
I just rewatched that episode recently, so it's fresh in my mind. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
But
I've been trying to rewatch it along with Delta Flyers, but I'm a bit behind. But
okay.
But it made me think of Shore Leave.
Yeah,
that too.
The first episode where they did something like that. But it was a good setup for explaining what an away team does to people who have not seen it before. So I keep seeing these, I know I keep bringing it up, but it's like, oh, this is a good way to explain this to kids.
Okay. So for my thoughts, I love this episode. I thought it was a really great episode. And yes, it reminded me of some other Star Trek episodes, but I think this had an additional level because there is something that's actually physically trying to keep them there. It's not just the illusion. So I thought that was a good twist. I thought it was an exciting episode. It was great seeing them just going out and exploring and seeing the things that they really want. So I think it told us about the characters and what they actually want and whether that's good or not, or whether they believe it or not. So, I mean, I think it's great to get them on a planet and to just see what happens with them. I thought it was a great episode, and I rewatched it today, and it went by really quickly. I was like, wow, there's a lot in this episode. So I loved it. I don't know what my favorite episode of the show is so far, but this might be one of them. So
it's definitely one of my 4 favorite episodes of the show so far.
Okay, good. Because if it was number 5, I would wonder. So
I remember the fart clouds. Yep, the green fart clouds. Yep.
Yeah. So let's start talking about the episode a bit. So this is the first time when they go out on a planet, they explore and see what's out there. Now, Aubrey, maybe you've seen a little bit of that in Discoveries from other places, but what did you think about them like going out on the planet and just seeing what's out there?
I thought it was really cool. I thought it was something new to the episode because we were getting kind of the same scene, like same area that they were living in for a while, and it's a nice way to draw more attention to the art and the background.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looked really beautiful, the planet, didn't it?
It did.
What do you mean by the place they were living in?
Like the front deck, we saw a lot in the last episode.
Like the bridge, you mean, or the ship?
Yeah, the bridge.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why I forgot the name of it. And then the beginning of this episode too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, so something different because you have seen them a lot on the ship doing stuff. So, so Annika, what did you think about them just going there on the planet? Was it fun to see them explore stuff, or what did you think of it?
I don't know what to say.
Well, I'll ask a different question. Like, if you were on this ship and the ship landed on a planet and you were going to go out there and explore things, is that something that you'd want to do, or you think you'd have fun doing that? No. Is that because of this episode? Because there's dangerous stuff?
Yeah. Talk loud. Yeah. Make sure we can hear you.
Yep. Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
I can see that. It's dangerous.
I don't want to go on something no one has seen before.
No, so Starfleet's not your thing, eh?
No.
They don't want to explore strange new worlds?
No.
No.
I don't blame you one bit.
Well, that happened. Yeah, I don't blame you either, and but that's okay because you can.
Animal that kills us.
Yeah.
What if we die because we don't have anything on our ship?
What if there's a crazy vine that makes you see things and then it tries to eat you while you're looking at those things?
Yeah,
what if that happens? What if that happens?
I think that's a good question, though, that we don't know. Like, why is the vine trying to keep them there? I mean, it doesn't look like
nutrients.
You think it's for the nutrients? Like it just.
Oh yeah, because so like I was thinking about this as I was rewatching it. When they first do a scan with the tricorder, there's no nutrients in the soil. But then I think later Zero is saying that they think that they're trying to keep them there to be able to eat them for the nutrients, and that's when Dahl's like, "You mean to eat us?" Like I think they want to actually eat them to be fed, which is pretty horrifying. You didn't catch that?
I must have missed that. Yeah, I must have missed that. So
okay, but no, yeah, that's the idea. They want to keep them there so that they can, I think, have an illusion that gets them to a place where they can actually consume them. That's kind of what was starting to happen to Rock Talk, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. I got the part about eating, but go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the thing said that there was no intelligent life on the planet. Mm-hmm. So, how does this all go down if no one's smart enough to move?
So is the plant intelligent, and then if it is, why didn't it register?
Yeah.
Yeah. It could be that their device just doesn't recognize it. Mm-hmm. That can happen.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't know it seems like it's intelligent, though, because it has these illusions and it's kind of talking to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I guess if it kind of wants to feed off of them, then it makes them see these things, then maybe it's kind of like the Matrix, Annika, right? Where it's keeping them all tied up and whatnot so it can feed on them. Just like the computers in the Matrix, and then it's showing them visions of what they're seeing. Is it kind of like the Matrix, maybe?
Maybe.
We just started watching the Matrix movies because we're getting franchise fatigue. So
maybe it's like that. Yeah. But Brendan, like, what did you think just generally of them being out there and exploring stuff? Did you like seeing them do that?
Yeah, I did. I thought it was interesting because you and I both had a kind of a prediction, and then we were both kind of right. Because you said, what if next time they have to stop and just because they're Starfleet people, they explore things? And which is what happened here. And then I'm like, I bet you in the next episode they're going to go down to a planet, right? And I thought they'd beam down and experience the transporter for the first time, but they just landed the ship, which I thought was interesting. I thought they missed an opportunity to use Blue Alert. They couldn't.
You know, like I thought about that, and Aubrey and Annika, that's something in Voyager. Whenever they land, they're like a blue alert. But I don't know. Maybe by this point, they just think it's annoying to do that, and you know when you're landing. But
what's a blue alert?
So if they're in danger, they have red alert, and if they're they got to be cautious and they're going into a dangerous environment, they say yellow alert. And on Star Trek Discovery, when they do the spore drive, they go into black alert. And then on Star Trek Voyager, they introduce that if they land the ship, they use something called blue alert. And they landed the ship in this one, but they didn't go into blue alert, which, with all the Voyager references, I thought that might be something that they do because, we get other Voyager references in this episode by talking about the species called the Kazon. They're in Kazon space. Or not Kazon, sorry, Hirogen. Hirogen space on this planet here. And, the Hirogen are an alien species that we saw on Voyager. And in the first episode of the show, we saw Kazon, which was something we saw on Voyager. And then this is, I think, taking place in the corner of the Delta Quadrant, which is Voyager area. And then we got Janeway, who's from Star Trek Voyager. So I was just surprised to not see the blue alert. That's all.
Okay. It's a minor thing, though.
Too many words.
Could be that they didn't know to
Chrissie,
turn it on.
Maybe. I think they've just done away with it at this point.
I
But
wanna talk about
Chrissie,
the
what?
intro.
The intro.
Sorry, go ahead.
like about that eye.
The theme song? Yeah, so you said you saw an eye and you're wondering whose eye it was?
Yeah.
I didn't notice it. I missed it.
In the intro, I mentioned, Dad or Aubrey thought it was like,
Me.
it was like, Zero's hand. There was an eye there, and we don't know whose eye it was.
Is it just an eye, or does it have a face also? Like
It's
you see
just
the
an
side.
eye.
Just an eye.
Just
a
an eye?
blue eye, but no one there that I know had blue eye.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It could have been.
It's a good
Gwen,
question.
But no, she has.
Because
gray
we
hair.
see her, and we
Or
see
maybe-
her face later, too.
When you look at Zero, it kind of looks like Zero has a big eye, but I don't know. It's a good question.
And then I
Zero
didn't-
looks like Siri.
Yeah.
She doesn't have any face.
And then me and Annika didn't notice until now. All their faces is in the logo of Prodigy.
Yeah, when it says
Cool.
Prodigy.
It is, yeah. Yeah, which is cool. Okay, so let's talk about this away mission a little bit more because, we find out that there are these illusions that we've talked about and different characters are seeing different things. So I just want to talk about some of them. So for Rock Talk, she sees all of these cute little purple creatures. They're kind of like little pets that she thinks is so adorable.
Bunny things with 6-7 ears.
Yeah, they look a little weird, but I thought what was interesting was after they convince Rock Talk that this is an illusion, she says, "But they really liked me." Like that was kind of sad.
That's so
That
sad.
it feels like maybe she feels like people don't like her. I don't know, but what do you guys think about that? What Rock Talk was seeing and how she reacted?
It's sad.
Sad. Like,
Yeah.
but they like me. That was
Yeah.
sweet.
I guess, like, with something like that, the interesting thing is, Jank and Pog is for food, right? Like,
Like, he
Rock
said-
Talk was these bunnies. Doll
Uh-huh.
was his parents. Zero was the engine of the ship. Gwen was her father's love. But it's like, if Rock Talk has been on this planet as a prisoner her whole life, then where would she have seen these bunnies? How could she have come up with those?
Maybe she just wanted something to love her.
Well, I think maybe this life form just knows that she wants something adorable and just conjures up something like strange and alien, knowing that she'd like something different. I don't think it's something she's seen before.
But the other four, it was, though, right? Like, the other four...
Like, Jacob Hong was hungry. He got food.
Yeah?
Got
No, he
food.
didn't get food. He got sand and vines.
What he thought it was food, though, right? What
He thought it was
seeing
food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was hungry, so he got food.
No, go ahead, Chris.
Okay, well, I was thinking maybe the cute little whatevers were something that lived on that planet before. So if this vine system is sufficiently intelligent to put those things together, then it'd be like, oh, these are things that might be considered cute. But I don't know, if you think about it, if we found out that we already knew that Roktok does not remember being anywhere else other than the prison planet. We found out that Jankum does remember somewhere else, because he said it smelled like the food on the ship, on the Tellarite ship.
Tellarite sleeper ship,
yeah.
which is usually they kind of put you into, what is it, stasis or something like that for a long time while you travel. Yeah.
Which makes me wonder how old he actually is, because
72.
Yeah, oh, exactly. Yeah, I mean, if he was on a Tellarite sleeper ship that went off course and ended up in the Delta Quadrant, he could be a couple hundred years old, in terms of real years.
But maybe hasn't aged that much
because he
in
was
his
in
body.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then we found out that Zero at least remembers something of how they got there, because when it's the warp core, and they say, "Oh, that's the warp core of our ship." It's not the Protostar's warp core. It's a warp core that looks like him, or her, or them. Excuse me.
Are you sure? I thought it looked like the kind of mysterious thing that we saw last week that Jenkum Pog and Zero were looking at.
Okay, well maybe
I think it is actually from the Protostar.
Okay. Well, I was reading too much
go ahead,
into it
Annika.
then. But Roktok doesn't know anything about like what. Oh, this thing is cute. So I think the planet just conjured up something. But I'm thinking we're going to find out that there had to be some life on this planet before, because something fed the vines, if nothing else.
You'd think so, yeah. So there's something there, and I mean, of course, the story isn't over yet. We're going to find out more next week, which we'll talk about. But let's talk a little bit about Dahl, because he's having a lot of fun in this vehicle. By the way, did you guys like this kind of like off-road vehicle that he was driving?
He's just like, meow.
Yeah, it reminded me of something, but I don't know what. Like the long front wheels and then the short back ones.
Go-karts.
Go-karts.
Maybe. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I was going to say something about the engine of the thing that Zero saw.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's like the engine of the planet, like how the vines move and how everyone like sees stuff. Maybe like that's the control of the island.
Well, I think that
because it's in a maze and it's protected.
Yeah, but I think that's something that was a vision, like the Jenkinpog's food and Dahl's parents. I don't think it was something that was actually there in front of Zero.
That's a point, though, because it seemed like Zero was the only one who saw the vines before they were anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good thing to bring up, Annika, because somehow it's getting all this energy to do these really difficult things. So we don't know how it does that.
A theory Esri had. She was gonna say it if she came down here. Maybe the whole thing is a vision. Like they didn't crash down.
Oh.
None of this actually happened. It's just
they didn't land at all?
They're having a vision in a vision.
Oh,
the Telosians.
That would be interesting. Wow, I don't know if they would do that, but that's interesting to think about. Like, I hadn't thought about that.
Me neither. That's heavy.
So, yeah, it's okay. Let's talk about Gwen, actually, because when starts out, like in the last episode, she's in the brig, they've locked her up, but she finds a way to get out by summoning her sword, and she tries to take over the ship and to kind of fly away. It seems like she wanted to do that so she could meet up with her dad. I guess you could call him the diviner. But then she sees this vision of him, and she knows that it's not real because he's basically saying he cares about her and wants a hug, which also is kind of sad. Yeah. But Aubrey, what did you think about that? It seemed like Gwen wanted his affection, but knew that it couldn't be real because he couldn't. That's not something he would do. What did you think about that?
I thought it was pretty sad that, like, she knew that her father wasn't her father because her father doesn't love her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the way that a father should.
Or maybe, like, she knew he wasn't her father because, maybe she knew it because, like, her father doesn't call her Gwendella or something.
Mm-hmm.
Gwendella, that seems...
Her father doesn't
like,
call her Gwendella.
My Prodigy, or whatever
My
he said.
Gwendella.
I think it was more because he went to hug her, and she's like, no, he doesn't do that. Right? That's how she knew.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't show her any affection.
And he was
He's
out
outside
of
of
that
his
suit.
chamber, too. Yeah.
Also,
But yeah, I
think
Go ahead.
she never saw his dad in a suit, that suit before. So, like, maybe it's different for her, and it's like, that's not my dad.
Never saw him out of that thing, so...
Well, we don't know that.
Yeah, the
We
little
don't know how
tank.
long he's been in the tank.
maybe.
for
I don't
a
know.
while, at least. So, and he wouldn't magically, like, have a reason to not go out of there in a
Mhm.
day or something.
Okay.
I was reading that chamber that he's in is rather Darth Vader-esque, and that he can't leave it without dying.
Well, he's out
Oh.
of it now, though, right?
Because he still has the
He does.
tubes.
Yeah,
Yeah, he has, like, the
Yeah.
tubes on the back, but he's not in the tank last time we saw him, I think. Is that right?
Yeah, he left.
yeah. Okay, well, maybe not
But-
quite Darth Vader-esque,
But
but
he had the tubes on with the stuff in it from his tank, maybe.
Okay.
So he
Could
could
see
walk
that.
around out of his tank, but still have that stuff. Whatever.
Yeah. So, I wanted to ask Brandon, what did you think of Gwen in this episode?
I liked it a lot. I thought it was really interesting watching her take over the ship and how easily she was
Uh-huh.
able to take it over. And that
Yeah.
whole line where she's like, my father's been preparing me for this. Like, I never asked him why he was teaching me these things, and he was
Mhm.
preparing me to run this ship. You know, I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, definitely. He's getting her ready for something. We don't really know what his plan is yet, but
Maybe he's getting her ready to take over the ship.
I think he's going to want her to attack a planet.
you
I
think so?
That's going to be the end goal. I think we're going to see it by the end of the season. The Diviner's going to have control of this ship at some point, right? And like,
Then they're gonna take the ship.
I mean,
back.
Gwen sent out a signal,
Yeah.
and they know where they are, right?
they know where they are right now.
Yeah.
But I think the Diviner's going to end up with control, and it's going to end up she's going to have to betray her father at the end. I think.
That could be.
I thought she already
Yeah.
did betray her father.
Well, no, she's
No.
been kidnapped, right?
No, she's yeah.
She kind of did because she didn't tell her dad where they were at first, right?
But I don't think she knew where they were.
'Cause they were in
Until-
the middle of space and she'd never been in space.
Well,
Until
no,
they
at
landed,
the,
yeah.
like, second episode.
Well, no, because they followed her. Like that General Grievous guy
Yeah.
followed her, right?
They could have tracked her or something.
Maybe.
And she was just leading the way.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, I think you're probably right, Brandon. We'll see him take over the ship at some point, and they'll have to take it back, or she'll have to betray him or something. But Chrissy, what did you think of Gwen in the episode?
I thought it was interesting that she waited that long to get her sword shapeshifter thingy back if it was that close to her.
It didn't. It seemed like it wasn't long after they landed. Like she might not have had an opportunity until everybody else was off the bridge. Maybe, I don't know. It's a good question.
Well, I'm trying to think of when she used it last and when they took it from her. If she's been in the brig long without it.
It was just the last episode where she was fighting with Rock Talk, where
Oh.
the shuttle was being made. I think that's when she had it.
You're right. Okay, forget that I just said that.
That's
I was
okay.
thinking it was longer, that she was sitting there like trying to figure it out. Yeah, I think we're right that she's going to have to maybe get the ship away from her father at some point. We're assuming that the ship is usable at this point. I think it would be kind of funny if this were like what happened with the Shenzhou Discovery, where we think that's going to be the ship we're on for a while and then it's just gone. Although I don't think they'll do that for this.
I don't think so, because this one's in the opening credits, so
That's true.
I think I probably would do that.
But
where Shenja wasn't, but yeah.
yeah, I think the next episode is probably going to be a race between them walking to the ship, trying to get to it, and the diviner coming through space to get to it, and who gets there first.
Okay.
But Dal has the car thingamajig.
That's true.
He does still have the runaway, yeah.
As long as it's not, over a mountain or 3.
That thing
Yeah.
made me think of the Argo.
Yeah, me too.
From Nemesis, yeah.
I think that was intentional. I did not appreciate how Janeway sounded like a used car salesman for a moment there, but that's okay.
So we've talked about like the different illusions that the different characters are seeing, but I want to ask you guys a fun question. So Murph stays on the ship because there isn't enough room in this vehicle. So Annika, if Murph went out on the planet, what do you think he would see? Like, what would he really enjoy or like seeing? Other Murphs? He would just like play with other Murphs?
Other Murphs.
He wouldn't want just like, 20 chairs to eat.
Or that too.
A buffet
He
of
likes to eat
chairs
stuff.
for lots of Murphs.
A buffet of food and other Murphs.
Or he would see, like, a playing ball and just chase that.
He'd just chase a ball.
Yeah.
Or what if he can't get the vines because he's a blob? They could go, like, right through him.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
possible.
maybe.
He might not have seen anything.
Maybe, yeah. But
Because he's
I thought
Murph.
He's Murph.
You can't understand his language, you can't read his mind.
it could be.
Maybe.
Well, Gwen
Yeah.
can, apparently.
Yeah.
You're not as smart as you can be.
Yeah. So, but Murph had a little bit of a hard time because he gets threatened by Gwen, but then Gwen saves him. But okay, I was just curious what you think he might see. So I guess before we talk about, I'm just kind of going through different things in the episode, but before we might talk about where things are going, Aubrey, are there other things in the episode that you noticed or that you wanted to talk about?
I have one.
Or Annika, yeah.
Sorry if I interrupted.
Go ahead now. Go ahead.
Okay, so I think that maybe her, like, do you know that sword that she can shift and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Like, I think her type of, like, species, did you say that right?
Mhm.
Okay. Species can control that type of metal. Like, she can like control that type of metal, her species.
Mm.
Yeah, but then why is
Okay.
the design so weird on it? I don't know.
It's just a design.
I know, but like it could have been like a normal sword.
Yeah.
But like it has to do swirls.
Why be normal if you can have, fun designs?
Because it takes less time.
Also, because it's kind of boring if it's normal. And maybe like they just want to like make it more exciting and make it more modern. Something, make it more modern.
Yeah, I could see that.
Okay, can I talk now?
Yeah, go ahead, Aubrey.
Why does Jacob Pog refer to himself in the third person? Do the other Tellarites do that?
I don't think other Tellarites do that we've seen, have they, Brendan?
No, I don't
Chrissie?
think so.
Not that I remember.
No, I don't know. It's just something he does. I mean, like us as human beings, there are some people that do that, but it's not very many, I think. Like you wouldn't refer to yourself that way, right, Aubrey or Annika?
No, because that's just weird.
It is weird. Yeah,
Aubrey
but-
think
but-
that's weird. Aubrey think that's weird.
Yeah. No, it's but I don't know why they're maybe there'll be an explanation or not, but some people do that. I think they tend to be, how do I put this? Famous people that are a little weird.
I had a question here. So
Yeah, go ahead, Brandon.
Clearly, Jenkinpog was not really a question, it's a statement. Jenkinpog was clearly not wearing that suit properly because if he could smell something, right?
No. But that he thinks he's smelling it as part of the illusion. He shouldn't be able to with the suit, but it's part of the illusion that he can smell it anyway.
Right, but whatever.
He's illusioning farts.
He's illusioning farts.
Why is he?
Yes.
He walked through a fart, and that's when he started to smell it, right?
Yeah.
So apparently his food smells like plant fart. Right?
It's a pretty nice smell.
But also,
Pog love plant fart.
If he walked through the plant fart and it affected him, then he's also not wearing the suit properly, right? If the toxins got into him that way.
Yeah, that's a good point because they do talk about spores.
Well, how would he know how to put that on?
He was wearing the suit the whole time. So, unless
but you may be right. He might not have it on right.
Unless it's a psychic thing, which I doubt. I'm guessing it's something breathable.
Yes, pigs are psychics now.
Which is fine. They wouldn't know how to properly wear it, right? That's
It's
not like a complaint.
I could see that.
And the Janeway hologram would not have made an issue of it since it wasn't necessary.
Because it's just a Class M planet.
Yeah.
But Chrissy, are there other things you noticed or you wanted to talk about for the episode?
I don't know why they use the Hirogen as the local system. That really didn't make sense to me in that you would think that Starfleet ships would be programmed, especially ones with cadets on them, to stay away.
So actually, and this is going into some stuff from Voyager, but in one of the episodes with the Hirogen, they have no known homeworld, and they've been nomadic for thousands of years. So
okay, well, there's that too.
We wouldn't necessarily expect Hirogen to be there.
Yeah,
and I think Aubrey and Annika, you probably haven't seen the Hirogen, but they're really, really scary, fierce fighting aliens, I would call them.
Here, I'll bring it up while we're talking here.
No thanks.
You'll show them a Hirogen. Yeah, they're very scary, I would say. And they're very tall.
They're not very scary. They're not that bad.
I think they are. They hunt
the
people.
species are, but they don't look scary.
They made themselves the Nazis. I think that's the right one, right? They were the holographic Nazis. So that's
they did. Yeah.
Well,
what do you guys think? Is that no?
Okay, they're not scary looking, but what they are is the idea that the hunters. I just think it's going to be fun next week when the Hirogens, we finally see the Hirogens and they hunt Jenkinpog and they turn him into bacon, and then we see Jenkinpog's skull and spine hanging, from their ship at the end of the episode. What do you think?
Wow,
says the person with the directed by Quentin Tarantino shirt.
I was just about to say that.
Jenkinpog don't like that.
If I would make a Jenkinpog, I would name him Crispy Bacon.
Crispy Bacon.
Crispy Bacon.
Crispy Bacon.
If it was directed by Quentin Tarantino, though, by the end of it, we'd see Jenkinpog's feet. So.
Yes. Okay.
Well, pig's feet are a delicacy in some societies.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
There you go.
Okay, guys.
So okay. All right. So there's half of my question not answered. Why you'd go anywhere near the Hirogen, who apparently wouldn't be living there anyway, but. Where were the Hirogen? Where was Voyager in relation to the Alpha and Beta quadrants when they ran across the Hirogen? Because it wasn't close.
Still pretty far away. But yeah. Anyway, I don't know. I think I may have said it before, but I think they're relatively close to the Alpha quadrant,
right?
Where they are in the Delta quadrant, but
and I don't think
that's a good question.
Given this,
but I wanted to ask one thing. So Annika. These vines that are kind of grabbing hold of them, I actually found it like a little bit scary. Did you think it was scary or no?
Yeah, I've seen much scarier stuff.
You seen much scarier stuff?
Like what? The Grinch?
The Matrix.
Okay. Well, it's good that maybe if someone was younger than you, they'd find it a little scary. But
did you think it was scary, Aubrey?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay up tonight. I'm gonna stay up in fear tonight because of vines.
I think she's being sarcastic.
Yeah, I think so too.
No, why would you think that?
That preteen sass we were talking about.
Still being sarcastic. That's okay. No, I was just curious about what you guys thought about that. Yeah, so I wanted to actually, since I think we've talked about a lot of different parts of the episode, so they get to explore this planet. There's this species that wants to keep them there. They see all of these visions. Gwyn tries to take over the ship, but what ends up happening is that the ship breaks free for a little bit, but seemed to crash somewhere else, and now they're stranded on the planet. So it's a cliffhanger into next week. So Annika, what did you think that they seem stuck on the planet, and what do you think they're going to do about it?
Next week, how do you think they're going to get off?
I think, I don't think they're gonna get off.
You don't think they're going to get off next week?
No, I think they're gonna be stuck in a vision forever.
Forever?
And ever and ever and ever.
So then the video will continue, yay.
The show
like
can
Newhart.
continue in many other ways than just people being brainwashed.
Yeah.
The whole thing was a
Okay, so you think they'll never get off?
I don't think they're gonna get off next week, but I think they're gonna get off in a couple weeks.
Okay. Now,
Because they have
do
to
you...
go and find resources to like prepare, like fix the ship.
I think that's
Yeah,
when
they
they're going
do.
to pause right when they get off the
Yeah.
planet.
Okay.
If that's
So
if they stay
Aubrey
on.
and Annika, do you, and we just found this out recently, do you know that after next week the show's taking a break for I think
No.
almost 2 months, 6 weeks?
Yeah,
You
I
haven't
I
told
knew
them
that,
this?
but I didn't know it was next week.
Yeah, so we have one more episode, and then there's going to be a break for a few weeks.
Until January.
I want more.
Come
Yeah.
on, a cliffhanger.
It might be,
It'll be
but we'll get more.
Mr. Jenkinpog, fire, and that's how it'll end.
Okay, so Annika thinks they'll never get off the planet. Aubrey, what do you think will
No,
happen?
I think they're gonna get off, but not in a couple of weeks.
Okay, they're going to be there for a while. Okay, that could be. We don't know.
We're gonna
but-
get off next episode.
Okay, how do you
don't
think
know.
they're going to get off? Are they just going to fix the ship, or will somebody help them?
because it didn't explode into any itty bitty bits.
Yeah.
So it's repairable. Yes, it's smoking, but like,
Yeah.
how are they gonna find it if they're walking at night? There's gonna be.
They've got
They
the
probably
vehicle.
I
won't
bet
walk
there's
at
gonna
night.
be this whole sentimental
got the tricorder.
scene where they start a fire, like everybody is sleeping except for Gwen and Dal, and they're gonna have this big sincere talk, and then that's how Gwen is gonna like.
What about they get into a fight? What if they get into a fight?
Yeah.
You want them to fight?
Fight! 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 Fight!
Well, all right then.
Blow up!
Okay.
blow up?
What if they have
Okay.
at that campfire, Aubrey? What if at that campfire they're eating beans and singing "Row, row, row your boat"
Why?
And
Lost some
passing
Why would
marshmallows.
they do that?
and roasting marshmallows? She hasn't seen Star Trek V yet.
I figured.
Yeah, sorry, we're referring to a lot of stuff you guys haven't seen, probably.
Oh, cool. Why are you asking me that then?
Because the listeners know what I'm talking about, and they would be laughing. Can you not hear the laughter of the listeners right now?
That's a question
No.
that I don't want to sass.
No, I can't. No, I
All right.
can't.
Okay,
It's very consistent.
so Aubrey thinks they might get off in a few weeks. What do you think, Brandon? Like, where's it going as far as that?
I think they'll get off the planet next week. I think that it'll be a close escape with the Diviner next week. I think they'll kind of get up to them close, and then maybe the Diviner will get distracted by a fake ship on the planet.
Ooh.
What do you mean distracted by a big ship?
He'll come down to the planet, and he'll get distracted
Uh-huh.
by a fake ship.
Oh,
Because that's gonna be his
okay. I hadn't
mind.
thought about that. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
But,
But-
what
But
if
the
that's going to
planet wants it
happen?
to stay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll fight.
Well, I have to ask you, Brendan. If the Diviner is on the planet, what is his illusion? What would he see?
The ship. He'll see. He'll see
Yeah.
a fake ship, and
Okay, so that the ship would be there. Oh, that would be really. That's a good point. That would be really
That is
interesting.
a good theory, Dad.
Yeah.
Once he wants the ship,
and then
he'll
his
get
partner
it.
there, General Grievous, will see 4 lightsabers.
Of course.
Dreadnought. His name is
Wrong
Dreadnought.
show.
And he'll also say that he'll be telling him they're 5.
But that's a really great point. But Chrissy, where do you think it's going, or what's going to happen on the planet next time?
Well, I wasn't sure, but I really love Brandon's idea. It's going to be good.
It's a great idea. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
That's how
Yeah.
he's gonna get distracted by something. He'll be left behind.
that
That's how
makes
they
sense.
escape.
Yeah.
I think
And then he'll get eaten by the planet, and we'll have to deal with something else for the rest of the
that
season.
would be good. That would work out very
Probably
well.
not.
I think, I don't know if it's going to happen in the next episode or somewhere later down the line, but we do know at some point that Gwen is likely going to decide she's not at odds with them anymore. She's going to become part of the crew, however that happens. And I think
I know how that happens.
Okay, well,
Janeway gives her pecan pie.
Of course.
Yeah. So.
That's
how coffee.
That's how all problems are solved.
Sorry to interrupt.
Pie.
You're fine. And then Triple show up with fried catfish. Yep.
He's not dead.
He's not. Well, by this time he probably is.
That's a whole other thing. He's 300 years old.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I think what's going to happen is that Gwen is going to be all about getting the ship back to her father, like she was in this episode, and she intends to do that for him, even though she does seem to have these doubts. Maybe she's starting to realize he's not a great person. But I don't think she's going to break with her father until the rest of them are threatened, and I think it will particularly be Dahl. And then she's going to go, no, he's a bad person, and then she'll defend Dahl, and then, I don't know, they'll fly to the Alpha Quadrant or something.
Could be.
Okay. So I have something... I really love your idea, Brandon. I think it's probably the most likely, but I'm going to put out there a somewhat unlikely thing. That they're working on repairing the ship. They're not going to be able to do it in time when the diviner arrives. And they have to, I don't know, find some way to talk with him or fight him off. But then at the very end of the episode, right before this mid-season break, a Starfleet ship shows up with Captain Chakotay, and that's the cliffhanger until episode 6. I just, in case it happens, I think it's unlikely, but I think that would be really interesting because you could further introduce people to Starfleet and what it's like. But
I could see that happening because let's assume the protostar is missing as far as Starfleet's concerned. They just sent out...
And now they sent out a message. Maybe it's gotten intercepted, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So...
That's good,
hey,
too.
I don't know. Maybe it'll happen. We'll see.
Those two theories are not mutually exclusive.
That the diviner sees illusions and the Starfleet ship also shows up? Yeah. Oh, we could both be right. Ooh, I like that. So... Okay, great. Yeah, I mean, I think I didn't expect a cliffhanger, but I'm happy for it because it makes me really interested to see what happens in this show.
I wonder if going forward we're just going to see like two-parters constantly. Like I know that there was the first episode was kind of 2 episodes. That's 3, but that was back to back, right? And they were taking place back to back. But this is kind of a 2-parter here, and I wonder if going forward that's what we'll see because.
Maybe.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
I mean, the other thing that's, I think, great about this show is, unlike, you might remember Aubrey and Discovery, oftentimes at the beginning it'll say, previously on the last episode of Discovery, and it'll give you, like, this big thing about what's happened. That doesn't happen in the show, and I can totally understand why it doesn't. But you get in... Yeah. But I think you get into it and they're already like, Dal had the captain's log at the beginning and that caught you up if you hadn't seen the previous episode. So I like that. Yeah, maybe we will just get constant two-part episodes. Will be one long story.
I'm trying to think. So. Star Wars Rebels function that way a bit. It's
they had 2 or 3 or 4 episode arcs.
Yeah, because we didn't watch it when it was on. We've been binge watching it, so I don't remember quite where one episode ends and the next begins, but it seemed like that was something they did, so that would make sense.
Yeah. But yeah, I like it that way. Okay, so I think we've talked about a lot of stuff for the episode, and Annika, was there anything else for the episode, or are you excited for the next one?
I'm excited for the next one.
Yeah.
Also, does it snow on any of the planets there?
Well, probably
Does
not
it
right
snow?
now.
So far.
Not that we've seen, but it could. Would you like to see snow?
Yeah.
Aubrey, anything else about the episode, or,
Not really.
Okay, but you're looking forward to seeing more?
Yeah.
So, Brandon, any other thoughts on the episode?
I liked it more on the second watch, and I think it's good. It was fun. And this show is, still my favorite of the new Star Trek series. 3 episodes in, it's still my favorite new Star Trek show. So, I'm loving it.
Hopefully
I think it's great. I'm disappointed now that we're not getting the 10 episodes right now.
They're going to have to make you wait. But
dang these people.
Yeah, but we're going to get a lot more. Aubrey Annika, it's going to be 20 episodes for this season, but it's going to be broken up in 3 parts, I think.
Why? What?
Or 4 parts. We don't know.
Is there a
It might be 4 parts.
Is there a point to do that?
Well, we think it might be because other Star Trek is going on, or maybe it's taking a bit longer to
You know
make
what?
these.
What would have been good is if they just broke it up into 20 parts with a week between each episode.
I don't know. That's a lot of podcasting,
Yeah.
but
Well, yeah, this is the more traditional how way we remember television shows being when we were younger, with a break between Thanksgiving and the first of the year. So.
yeah, that would happen in the past, but we're impatient now. Okay, so Brandon, the article recently with the composer, like they were still recording music, I think, for the first 10 episodes like last week. So maybe they need some time for that.
That's why we got the break then.
That could be, yeah. And actually, I think it was originally. I'm remembering now because Dayton Ward had Star Trek author had commented on something, and he said, I think originally it was supposed to be the 10 together, but now they're having the break. So
Well, she
anyway,
better hurry up and compose that music. Like, come on.
yeah, I know.
Chop,
Okay,
chop.
so Chrissy, other things you want to point out about the episode, or just looking forward to?
No. Well, one thing. It occurred to me to wonder how independently smart the Janeway hologram is. If she knows more than she's letting on about these cadets.
I think she knows at this point that they're not cadets, but isn't saying it outright. Yeah.
So, and I want to see how that's going to fall out. But other than that,
Yeah, definitely.
good episode.
And
Looking
hopefully,
forward to more.
hopefully the Janeway hologram isn't damaged from the crash.
Yeah.
That's possible. But yeah, I think she'll be fine in the end.
And she
Okay.
needs a mobile emitter. Need to take care of that.
Well, I had some thoughts about that. She can't go outside the ship because this is future technology they're not allowed to use for the mobile emitter.
Well, yeah. But,
Or she's a
what I'm thinking.
hologram.
Yeah.
Well, you guys don't know about the mobile.
You don't maybe not know about something that lets holograms go outside of ships, but
Nope.
okay, that's fine.
Well, there's only one.
Yeah.
Yeah, there could be only one. Okay. So Annika and Aubrey, thank you for being on. We really love having you on so you can talk about Prodigy, and I'm sure we'll have you back. And maybe you can convince your sister Esri to join us. Maybe.
No one
Convince
can
her.
convince her to do anything
No one can
except
convince
for
her.
Annika, apparently.
Okay.
I'll
You know
annoy
what?
her until she says yes.
Yeah.
No, then she'll annoy you until you die.
Well,
Oh, well, geez.
you know,
Okay.
she
already
so I mean, Esri is named after a character in Star Trek who might be alive at this point. So if we see that character on the show, and you are too, if we see that character on the show, she has to be on this podcast.
Yeah.
Just-
And
I don't know if that'll
see my
happen.
character in the show, I'm definitely in.
You're
Yeah.
All right.
You're already going to be definitely in.
It could be. We don't know.
Unless you quit your,
So-
your career in podcast.
Okay, girls, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. Good to have you here. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Chill.
Bye.
So, Chrissy, where can people find you when you're not holding on to your butt grab handles? I think that's how they describe them. Hold on to your butt. Hold on to your butt's grab handles.
Yes.
That's it. I've got it here.
Yes, and I was like, is that supposed to be a reference to Jurassic Park? Because the term
Oh.
hold on to your butt, I mean, does anybody who saw Jurassic Park in their life not think of that?
I mean, it's by the time of this show, it's a centuries-old classic movie. So,
True. Yeah. Okay. So,
but anyway,
right, so
where
when
can
I'm
people
not
find you?
pondering that and trying not to fall out of the Argo point two, I'm also on History with the Szilagys here on the UFP network, and that's a history show that I do with my fellow historian partner Jason. It's twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. I was just working on an episode right before we started recording here on Nefertiti that'll be out this week.
Ooh, I think I suggested that, didn't I?
It was you and one of the other patrons, so
Okay.
Ooh, yeah, it was very interesting.
That's
What
exciting.
I'm finding out.
Who's
So-
that?
Nefertiti.
Nefertiti, the
Nefertiti,
Nefertiti.
Yeah.
Murph?
Yep. Well,
Yeah.
she
The
did have
ancient Egyptian blob.
yeah. She did have a blue crown, so maybe Murph was
Oh.
sitting on her head. I don't know.
Could be.
Yeah. And and then I'm happy to chat about our shows and whether or not Star Trek characters show up in history in the Federation Council Chambers on Facebook. And I'm on Twitter at The Goddess Livia. That's TheGoddessLivia, where I tweet about Star Trek history and leftist politics.
All right. And Brandon, where can people find you when you're not using your tricorder and detecting a gas sample that's actually me next to you?
Oh, good. I'm glad it's not me. You can find me here on the network with another show called Franchise Fatigue, which is all about movies, remakes, and sequels, where my friend Zach and I cover all of those podcasts. And right now we're doing the Matrix movies. And you can also find me on my show, Good Evening, an Alfred Hitchcock podcast, where we cover all of Hitch's films in chronological order. And if you tune in December 3rd, then you can listen while we talk about North by Northwest with special guest John Champion from the Mission Log podcast. So he'll be talking about something other than Star Trek. So it was a good discussion. We just recorded that earlier today here. But I got to say that this is a lot of fun. I love doing this A-class podcast with some M-class podcasters like you guys.
Yeah. We're only the best M-classers. All right. Well, you can find me on Twitter. I'm at TrekFan4747, where I tweet about nothing but Star Trek. And you can find me on Facebook in our group, the Federation Council Chambers, where you can talk about this and the other UFP episodes. I hope you will join us there. So, Brandon, tell our listeners about the other shows.
Well, you can find Rhea Papagiorgio, Kevin Scharf, Amy Nelson, and Joe Keegan discussing TNG all the time on Galaxy Class. Who wouldn't want to be a kid again? Join Chris Trabuzio, Patrick Devlin, and Casey Pettitt as they talk all things under the Disney umbrella with Mickey's Marvels. Take a stroll through Star City and discover all things that make Arrow Arrow with Lance Laster and Cavante Chillis on the podcast. Always hold on to Arrow. And Zach Moore and Ken Tripp have a show called Sasquatch. It's a lighthearted and fun look at the cultural phenomenon of Bigfoot. Also, we have Amy Nelson, Ken Tripp, and Patrick Devlin discussing all good things, covering all Star Trek all the time.
All right. Well, thank you very much for tuning into Infinite Diversity. Thank you to our executive producers, Ken Tripp, Tony Robinson, and Zach Moore. Thank you to Zach Tripp for the wonderful theme music and Tony Robinson for the awesome show art. Please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, and please subscribe. And listeners, we haven't had an Apple Podcast review for about 3 months. Let me see what I can offer. If you will do a review on Apple Podcasts, then I will have Murph visit your house and just be delightful, if that were possible. I don't know. Anyway, hopefully you'll give us a review there or wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you want to reach out, you can find the network on Twitter at UFP Earth or our shows specifically at IDIC Podcast. You can also talk about any and all of the UFP podcasts on our Facebook group called the Federation Council Chambers. Or you can email us at infinitediversity@ufp.earth. So on the next episode, we'll be talking about the second Star Trek Coda novel, The Ashes of Tomorrow. Until then, peace and long life.
Apple Podcast reviews are my other Vine dream.
This has been a production of MTMR Media Works.
Dal. How do you pronounce it?
Dale.
Dal?
Dal.
Dal?
Dal.
Mm-hmm.
Dal.
Famous people that are a little weird.
Who are you talking about?
Who am I talking about?
Yeah.
You don't know of anybody that does that?
No, I
I
don't.
think Trump and some other politicians have referred to themselves in the third person.
Rome.
Yeah.
Does he? I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he has sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
No, he has.
Himself being weird. I think just is weird.
that's a whole other
I
thing.
don't think
Sorry,
he
Annika.
refers for himself. I think he is weird.
Trump? Or
I think he's
Trump.
or Jankum. Okay.
Oh. weird is polite.
Oh,
Anyway, sorry
That's
to take
very
it off.
polite.
Trump.
Both.
Sorry to take it off topic. He's not in this show,
Yeah.
thankfully.
What are you talking about?
Mirror universe.
There's orange aliens. Why not him too?
Wow.
It has been said he has a tribble on his head, but that's okay.
Aubrey, anything else about the episode, or
Not really.
Okay, but you're looking forward to seeing more?
I'm also looking forward to see a Trump alien.
A Trump alien? Probably not. Probably not.
You've seen Quark. Well, not Quark. You've seen.
I'll have to show her who
Ferengi.
Quark is more. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they might not know who Quark is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's breathable.
Yeah.
So, okay.
It has
Chris,
plant farts that are oxygen. Oxygen. That's what plant farts are. Remember that.
Okay.
I think there's probably some other stuff in there.
Yes,
Maybe
because
methane,
you're detecting gas.
But Chrissy, are there other things you noticed or you want to talk about for the episode?
Maybe General Grievous will get that. I just lost my train of thought. Just a minute. Good thing I'm editing.
You have to
this.
remind us every time we say General Grievous, you got to correct us, okay? Because otherwise we'll just call him Grievous forever.
Dreadnought.
General Dreadnought. We'll have to do that or something.
There we go, General Dreadnought.
You'd like to see snow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to see what Santa looks like.
What Santa looks like in Star Trek?
Santa pig. Santa pig. I'm looking forward
Santa
to
pig.
a Santa pig.
Okay, maybe next week.